In the heart of Millwood, a town where everyone knew each other's names, life moved at a slower pace. People left their doors unlocked, children played until dark, and neighbors waved from porches. But in the summer of 2009, that fragile sense of safety shattered. On a quiet Sunday morning, the Harris home stood unnervingly still. The blinds were drawn. Their two cars sat untouched in the driveway, and the family dog barked endlessly in the backyard. Neighbors grew uneasy when hours passed without seeing Michael and Laura Harris, or their two young children. By afternoon, a relative stopped by, expecting laughter and warmth inside the cozy house. Instead, what they found would ignite one of the most haunting mysteries in Millwood's history. The Harris family had vanished. At first glance, investigators suspected a robbery gone wrong or a random act of violence. There were subtle signs of struggle, an overturned chair, a shattered glass near the kitchen sink, but no sign of forced entry. Whoever had been inside that home hadn't broken their way in. They had been let in. As detectives interviewed neighbors and friends, a troubling picture began to form. Michael Harris, once seen as the town's dependable mechanic, had been drowning in financial trouble, secretly borrowing money from people he shouldn't have crossed. Laura, a dedicated mother, had confided in a friend about feeling trapped, torn between protecting her children and supporting her husband's mounting decisions. Beneath their outward smiles, the Harrises carried burdens they kept carefully hidden. Weeks passed with no trace of the family. The search stretched into nearby woods, rivers, and abandoned buildings. Flyers covered every lamppost. Volunteers combed the fields. The entire town lived under a cloud of fear, locking doors that had always been left open. And yet, there was no sign of Michael, Laura, or their children. Then came the first chilling twist. A neighbor recalled hearing a car pull into the Harris driveway late on the night of their disappearance. But it wasn't a stranger's car. It was one recognized by many in town. Suspicions suddenly shifted closer to home. Detectives began piecing together fragments of conversations, old grudges, and hidden resentments. It turned out the Harris family hadn't just been struggling with money. They had also been entangled in complicated relationships within their own circle. Secrets spilled out. Whispers of betrayal, jealousy, and disputes that had never healed. The more investigators uncovered, the clearer it became, this was not the work of an outsider. The suspect was not a shadowy figure drifting through Millwood. It was someone who had shared meals with them, laughed in their living room, and hugged their children. The truth was more devastating than anyone imagined. This was not simply a mystery of where the family went, but a reminder of something darker. That sometimes the greatest danger doesn't come from strangers lurking in the night. It comes from the people we love, the ones we trust the most. To this day, the Harris family's disappearance remains unsolved. Their house stands as a ghostly reminder, untouched by time, frozen in the moment they vanished. And for the people of Millwood, one question will never stop echoing. What really happened inside the Harris home that night?